Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Dev's Kingdom. This is Jacob. In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about a framework called Agentarium. So what it is that it is a powerful Python framework for managing and orchestrating AI agents. And it provides a flexible and intuitive way to create, manage, and coordinate interactions between multiple AI agents. So it's very interesting to see how agents interact with each other instead of just working a solution for one problem. So that being said, let's continue. So this project is actually based on AI Suite, which was built by Andrew and G's team, which is one of the industry leaders, very recognizable worldwide. So if you look at their documentation, it's well documented. You can try that out if you're not familiar with this project. But in today's tutorial, we're going to talk about Agentarium, which is a wrapper or something that's actually built on top of it. So very cool. So let's get started. So if you want to try it out, just create a notebook on Kaggle.com. In today's tutorial, we'll call it Agentarium Agents notebook. And so first, if you want to use Ollama, you can just install Ollama in this way. So in this notebook, we're going to demo how to do it in Ollama, how to do it in Huggingface API, and how to do it with Groq. So that being said, let's continue. If you want to install Ollama, just create a function to run bash command within Python, then basically run or install Ollama using this command, Ollama install.sh. You will be able to install Ollama locally. Then expose Ollama to 0000. So make sure the Ollama host is set to this one, and then set the Ollama origins to everything. And then start Ollama using Ollama serve. So we'll start in the backend. So, and that's how you actually set up Ollama. Then you have to install Ollama models. You can choose any models you want. And in this case, we just install Llama 3.2 with a larger context window. And also, just using this command we created earlier. So run this function, basically run this run function. The run command is based on Ollama create a model called Llama 3.2 extra context using the model file we created here. So that's it. So after you created or install the models, you'll see two models. One is the original model. The other one is basically the model with a larger context window. And that's it. So after you set up Ollama, and then you can install Agentarium. If you don't want to use Ollama, then you can skip the steps that we talked about earlier. But if you want to try Ollama, just use the steps. It's very easy. And then install Agentarium using pip install. And if you want to try all these things in AI Suite, just do a pip install AI Suite all. So you can choose different sub packages, but just do AI Suite all. So we'll install everything. And then we have to config Agentarium. So because it's actually based on AI Suite, so the configuration is very similar to that project. So in this demo, we're gonna first try Groq. So if you create a config file in the default Kaggle working folder, then you can specify which LLM you want to use. You can actually choose provider as Groq, which is the best way to test it, as I already tried. So try the Groq first, and then use the best model, which is Llama 3.3 70B versatile. So, and then after that, just also export some of the variables. So you want to set the Groq API key, and if you want to also try Huggingface API, just do the Hugging chief token. Right. So just also paste the chief token here. If you have Ollama set up remotely, you can also set up Ollama API URL. But right now we're installed Ollama locally, so you just specify. You don't need to specify anything really. Just do a localhost 11434, so it's by default. And after that, you can start testing the Agentarium agents. So how to test it? There are 3 examples they provided in the Git repo. So if you go to the examples folder, there's 3 examples. So first is basic chat, the second is checking point, third is a tooling basically. So let's go through them one by one. The first one is basic interactive chat. So first you create 2 agents. So first agent is a software engineer, the other agent is a data scientist. And basically, the two agents can talk to each other. And the first agent is Alice, talk to Bob. And they're basically saying, hello, Bob. I heard you are working on some interesting data project. And Bob basically saying that, hi, Alice. Yes, I'm currently working on a machine learning model for natural language processing. So what really happens is they're going to talk with each other and start to autonomously doing sort of like a reasoning thinking. So then you can just use act function is called act. And then basically let the agent to do things automatically based on their context. So you can see the output is basically you can get agent interactions. So you just do the get interactions. You see all this output, right? What is Alice interaction? You can see Alice interaction. Basically, Alice talk to Bob, and then Bob talk to Alice. Basically, it's like a very interactive way to see how this model works. And also the Bob's interactions, the basic interaction from Alice, and then to Bob, and then go to the Bob to Alice. So it's a very interesting way to see that. Basically, this is how this interactive agent with Agentarium works. And that's for the basic interactive chat. So the second one is for checkpoint. So it's basically stored memory. So it's like chat memory or memory GPT, if you know those things. They basically kind of store the context into a checkpoint. So if you look at the implementations, basically they implement a checkpoint manager. It's called demo. And basically they create an agent. Alice will create another agent called Bob. And then Alice talk to Bob. So that's the context. And then you can save this checkpoint. So they will actually persist all checkpoints to disk. And they save entire simulation state for future runs, right? And then also next time you run the script, it will use this saved state. So which is really very nice, right? The third example is that you can actually do the tooling. So the tooling, basically you have to define what the tool does, right? And then this is basically doing a create agent with custom personality and also adding a new action, which is to the agent, and then use both direct and action calls and autonomous agent behavior. So this basically tell you what this demo does, right? So define everything so it's clear that what you're trying to do in here. And also the next thing you're trying to do is initiate AS with agent or AS with client. Then this is a use chat GPT. So that is a tool function. So it's basically a LLM based tooling, right? So you can actually see what this tool does, right? So it's a custom action that allows an agent to interact with chat GPT. So it's just an alias. You can use different models. Doesn't have to be chat GPT, but this is just a sort of like a triggering prompt to allow this function to get triggered. So basically what it does is takes an agent as the first parameter and also takes an action specific parameter after that and returns either a string or dictionary. And that's what the function does. And also the args is agent, prompt, and all the other arguments. And what returns is a dictionary. So that's basically the definition of this function, which you use for tooling. And after that, basically they also define a few implementations for, let's say, the LLM calling. So basically after everything is all settled, it's gonna call the LLM. You can actually specify different models in here once this tool got called. So you can actually call Groq, which is what I'm demoing right now. You can also use Huggingface API to call meta models like meta Llama 3.8 to 3-AB. And also, if you want to Ollama, you can also do Ollama local models, Ollama 3.2. And also, for the messages, right, you can also use this chat GPT history, right? You can say, okay, right now, it is not there. So you can initiate that. And also, there's no really nothing available. So basically, they just say, okay, I read this history and add a user with the prompt. So, and that's the history. But eventually, it's going to have more context. Well, you got this talk called multiple times. And then, basically, we use this chat history as a messages, use this model the Groq model, and then set other parameters like temperature and timeout, and then we make a response. So this is how the tooling implemented, right? So you can see this chat GPT response, which is from the response from LLM. There's a prompt. So that's basically how it returns this. And then this is a print agent output. You can actually print agent output after everything is finished. So if you look at the main function, what it does is basically create agent, and the agent name is John, the male as a male agent, and age and occupation, and also location is in San Francisco. And the bio, there's a bio which is a curious software engineer who loves to learn and experiment with AI, and that's the agent. And also the agent has an action. The action name is ChatGPT, and also you can see that the function is tied to the use ChatGPT, so which is what we defined in here, right? So this is gonna trigger while it realizes there's a question about ChatGPT. So for example, the agent start thinking I've been created and I can use ChatGPT to interact, right? And also start to execute an action, which is the action name is ChatGPT. So the output basically is going to be based on the ChatGPT, and also it's going to call that tooling function to use ChatGPT function to get the response from LLM, which is from this LLM, right? So you can see the output for the first one is to exactly say I want to run it. It's a direct action call. It's also a kind of direct tooling call. So it's going to call this function to return the results. You can see basically the prompt is can you help me learn about artificial intelligence? That's the prompt, which you can see here. And here's the response from the Groq model, right? You can see all the way through here. The second is for agent act. So this is autonomous behavior, which is the agent can choose to use ChatGPT or not. So this is very similar to the first example is basic interactive agent. You can see from the basic one, it's also calling this act function. This is automated tool calling. So then you can see that when they call the second act function, it actually talks about the prompt. It's a little different because it doesn't have a specific instruction. It just basically happened automatically. So it says, I would like to learn more about machine learning. Can you provide a comprehensive overview of the topic, including type, algorithms, and real-world exam applications? So this is the automated prompt, and also the ChatGPT is based on that prompt, right? It's give you a similar response on the previous one, but the prompt is automatically generated. So you can see how this works as an interactive agents framework, and it's based on a very powerful framework. It's called AI Suite from Andrew Ng's team. So that's how you actually test out the Agentarium on the Kaggle notebook for free. So that being said, hopefully this is helpful. And at the same time, so we also have other videos for small agent, which are also very great frameworks for interactive agents. Feel free to check this out. I created 2 videos, so both are for free, and also the first one is on Kaggle, the second one is on Collab. So that being said, hopefully this is helpful, and if you do like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you in the next one.